Hi, I'm Niluka. Welcome to the Human Library Project. Today I'm a book in this library, which means I share my stories with people who are interested in learning about what I have to say. There are many books here focusing on different titles ranging from women's rights to human rights to labor law.
I was talking about my experiences as a young child traveling in the north and east of the country during the war. How my siblings and I, from a very young age, had to travel through really remote areas that were under siege. People were just really intrigued to just hear, what it was like for someone from Colombo to experience all that. The main conversation always came towards trying to understand, how is it that we don't know the north and east? How is it so far away for us when we're such a small island? Where does that mental block start and end? And how do we break it? So that was really interesting for me.
My experience as a book is that I discovered that there are a lot of people who are interested in the work that we are doing. Mainly the local level work and how projects are implemented on environment and women empowerment. So that was interesting for me because that was the feedback that I haven't got from the Colombo audience, but more of the audience that we work with.
I'm speaking on disability and the lived experience of disability as a disabled young woman. So I had a lovely young lady talk to me about my experiences, and we had quite a few laughs. She is a teacher, and I, as a teacher and educator myself, was quite interested in work on something together. Again, Human Library Project, bringing people together, new collaborations.
I really love the idea, actually. I think, everybody has a story. The concept of a person being a book and the reader also being a person, and the reading becomes a conversation.
Creating this space where there are people who have something to say that you want to listen in 10-15 minutes is absolutely delightful.
It's easy enough. You just come in, you speak to someone for 15 minutes about what their experience is, what their knowledge base is, you share ideas, you make connections, you move on. And sometimes we don't bother spending about 10 hours reading a book on, let's say, disability rights or women's rights, but you get all that in one sitting, one experience from a real person who's been there and done that.
I actually really like the humanness of it. I really like the fact that I've just sat down and talked with two different people and learned something about their lives or about a project that they've worked on, and that's led to a conversation.
There's a Chinese proverb that says a single conversation with a person over a table is much more valuable than thousands of books. I think that it's very true when you want to understand the complexity of human experience, where you want to break away from the black and white dichotomies that are given to you and form your own opinions. It's really important to understand people, to actually hear their stories, feel for their stories, and then learn from them.
I like the emphasis on the unique stories that make up each of us as individuals, and that remind us of how infinitely fascinating human beings are, and sometimes taking the time to sit down and hear someone's story can be a really inspiring thing to do.
To see if through conversations, through difficult dialogue and difficult conversation, we can expose people to diversity and to advance ideas on social justice. That would be an amazing experiment.
First time in Sri Lanka, it was amazing.
A really interesting way to get people talking.
Definitely a great project, and I really enjoyed it.
It should also be taken to the outskirts of Colombo.
So thank you. More of this, please, is what I would say. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.